Hey Astrals, let's talk. Because at this point, the way Blinks and armies treat each other isn't just toxic, it's straight up disrespectful and disgusting. This isn't loyalty, it's hate, and we need to talk about it.
I ain't a killer, but don't push me. Don't wanna have to turn a nigga guts into soup bean.
Note, this video is not meant to hate on Blackpink, BTS, or their fandoms as a whole. Not all fans act this way, but the ones who do deserve to be called out. This video includes sensitive topics and degrading language, so if you're uncomfortable with that or you're underage, I suggest skipping it. Also, please don't go looking for or harassing any channel mentioned or shown. That only gives them more attention. And that's not the goal here. Let's get started. So we all know fan wars can get messy, but some people have taken it to a whole new level of gross. I'm talking about the kind of content that doesn't just shade idols, it degrades them. And somehow that's passed off as being a real fan. Let's start with JVRS Army 7, because if you've ever accidentally came across them, you already know the level of disrespect I'm about to talk about. Here's the funny, well, not funny, more like diabolical part. I've never actually watched JVRS Army 7's videos, not even once. Everything I'm about to say is based purely on their community posts, and let me tell you, those were more than enough. 2 of those posts which, surprise, has since been deleted. I had a feeling they'd or YouTube would remove it, so I took a screenshot. I didn't save everything, but even the one I'm about to show you was more than enough. This person literally sat down and wrote out multiple degrading comments about Blackpink, fantasizing about what they'd do to them or wished would happen to them. 4 full screenshots worth. I read them all, and I couldn't get through it without feeling physically sick. I don't care which group you're talking about. It could be Blackpink, BTS, anyone, it doesn't matter. No woman or man deserves to be talked about like that. It tells me everything I need to know about this person, how they were raised, and honestly, who's even monitoring them at home. It was disgusting. Some of the worst language I've ever seen. And yes, I'm the one who censored the screenshots you're seeing, because I don't want to spread that negativity any more than I have to. And this is just from a community post. I haven't even touched their videos, and honestly, I don't want to. If the posts are this bad, I'm not subjecting myself to the rest. Now let's talk about the posts that truly expose the mindset behind this channel. This is the one post where, surprisingly, they weren't being aggressively vulgar. But even here, the message is just warped. They wrote something like, I won't post any hate about Blackpink until their fans don't hate BTS, as some Blinks stopped posting about BTS. I don't think I should continue this. I also won't delete my posts or videos because it's what Blinks gave to my faves. But my hate train towards anime or football would be ongoing. Blinks shouldn't care. First of all, that mindset is childish as hell. You hate my faves, so I'll hate yours? Really? You're still using that logic? It's a toxic cycle. And it's been going on for years. At this point, it's exhausting. And apparently their hate for anime and football is going to continue too. Like, what did anime and football even do to you? Anime isn't even real. Football is a sport. Why are you starting hate trains over this? And just when I thought it couldn't get worse, they ended the post with this. Mind it, I can hate your 4 pedo cheap ST rippers too. At Pink's Black, sorry for my language, but it's cause of her. Okay, what the actual hell is wrong with you? Calling real women pedo ST rippers? Over a fan war, you clearly need help. And I don't mean that as a meme or a joke. I mean that seriously. Go, get help. And this is how I found out about Pink's Black. Because in the same post, JVRS Army 7 literally tagged her in trying to roast her. So yeah, let's talk about Pink's Black next because she's just as toxic, if not worse. Okay, now let's talk about Pink's Black. First off, that username alone is already something, but let's move on. So I didn't really care at first. I wasn't interested in their channel or their videos, just like with JVRS Army 7, but then I came across their content. So out of all 6 videos they posted, here's the weird part. Every single one is about BTS, not in a normal commentary way either. It's just nonstop shading, mocking, and degrading them. I'm not exaggerating, go look through their entire channel. Actually, I'll save you the time. I'll show you their videos myself, just so you can see what I mean. see those, right? And like, let's be honest. If your channel has 6 videos total and 5 are just hating on BTS or ARMYs, then yeah, you're not just some blink defending your group. You're an obsessed anti, plain and simple. This isn't loyalty to Blackpink. This is full-on hate content disguised as fandom. This person even said twice that they're 20 years old. You're 20? You're an adult. Because the way you act and post feels more like an angry 10-year-old with internet access. Like, you made 6 videos and they were either dragging BTS or mocking ARMYs. At that point, you're not defending Blackpink. You're just an obsessed hater. Okay, let's be real. Being 20 years old doesn't make you super old or super wise, but it does mean you're a young adult. And with that comes some level of maturity. Most people on YouTube are younger, teens, or even kids, and yet you, someone who's supposedly 20, still chose to act this childish, posting degrading, hateful nonsense like you're in some 2017 fan war. If anything, comparing your behavior to that of a 5-year-old would be unfair to the 5-year-old, because even they might have more emotional control. Honestly, you need to reflect, do some actual inner work. What makes this worse is that even the ARMY you responded to, the one who was just asking for peace, had more maturity than you. They literally posted that fan wars hurt the idols, and your response was, I don't care, I'll hate. If that's your mindset at 20 years old, then no, I don't think you're as grown as you think you are. I definitely don't think you qualify as a blank. And then there's the post where you reply to someone by saying, 50% subs must be from her fake acts or parents' mobile or relatives. You're just a normal human being about whom no one cares or gives a shit about, you parentless hoe. Like, what? First off, who says that? You're going around saying someone's only getting views from family phones, accusing them of being parentless, and acting like that's some kind of insult. You're out here mocking someone's family, throwing around personal jabs, and for what? Over K-pop content? Over some YouTube drama you invented in your head? And while you're doing all that, you're out here thinking you're the one that's cool? No, let me be clear. You are not cool. You are beyond petty. Trying to shame someone over subscriber counts and inventing narratives about their personal life just makes you look pathetic, not powerful. That level of pettiness is embarrassing. Also, can we talk about this weird obsession you have with using the word ho in almost every single post? Like, why is that your favorite word? Why are you so focused on calling people that? Every time I scroll through your community tab, it's just ho this and ho that. It's honestly exhausting. And then there's poop. I don't even know how to explain this. What does he pooped on the charts mean? What kind of insult is that supposed to be? You're 20 years old. You're not making sense. Are you trying to be insulting or just embarrassing yourself? Because right now it's giving playground energy. Nothing about that reads as witty or savage. It just reads as someone who doesn't know how to form a real argument, so they keep repeating the same cringy words over and over. Like, please, if you're gonna rage bait, at least try to make it make sense and stop using the same words again and again. And let's talk about that one post. Just because you didn't make a hate post about BTS 5 days ago doesn't suddenly make you a saint. You claimed you grew up and stopped, but clearly you haven't. Saying things like big Blink K-tubers also stopped doing it doesn't excuse the toxic things you and others keep doing. And no, just because some ARMYs have also done messed up stuff doesn't give you a free pass to stoop to that same level. I'll say it straight. Blackmailing people, leaking photos, those things are wrong. And yeah, a lawsuit could definitely happen for that kind of behavior. But again, it's part of this never-ending toxic cycle that actual blanks and ARMYs, the same ones, want to end. This fan war literally reminds me of the Korean War, and I don't mean that lightly. I study history, and the way blanks and ARMYs just keep pushing each other back and forth. It's giving North versus South Korea in the 1950s. Constant tension, no real outcome. I truly feel bad for blanks who've been blackmailed or targeted. No one deserves that. But does that give you the right to turn around and say awful things? Absolutely not. So, Pink's Black, all I can say is, you need to stare into the mirror and seriously reflect. If someone spreads horrible accusations about you or your fandom, do you really think the answer is to be just as petty and fire back the same way? Because that doesn't make you better. It makes you just as bad as those toxic ARMYs are calling out. And honestly, if your whole channel is just rage bait content, I really hope you're not an actual blank, because if you are, you're embarrassing the rest of us. Also, and I say this as an ending person myself, I've noticed something I can't ignore. A lot of the most toxic ARMY and blank accounts I've come across, they're almost always Indian. I'm not trying to be offensive or generalize, but it's something I've seen again and again, and it honestly makes me feel weird. And a little disappointed. So, I used to think YouTube was one of the more tame platforms when it came to K-pop fan behavior, but clearly, that's not the case. Channels like JVRS Army 7 and Pink's Black aren't just shady or opinionated, they're outright degrading, hateful, and misogynistic. This isn't fandom loyalty, it's obsession. And the mindset behind it? That classic, you hate my fave, So I'll hate yours. Logic? It's a never-ending toxic cycle. And it's been going on for years. These idols don't know you. They're living their lives. You're spending your time insulting people online who have no idea you exist, and that's not loyalty. It's not like BTS or Blackpink will award you for excessively hating on others too. That's embarrassing. If you ever come across creators like this, do not engage. Don't comment, don't argue, don't give them attention. Just report, block, and move on. I'm only talking about them here to inform and vent, not to boost them. And I really hope we can move toward a fandom culture that actually supports idols, not drags them and their fans down. However, we could be far from that reality. That's all for today, Astrals. If you want me to cover more toxic channels or comment on other parts of K-pop fandom culture, let me know in the comments below. Until then, stay safe, stay respectful, and please, stop giving weirdos engagement. See you next time!